Good afternoon, and welcome to Gator's Garage, the home of all things historical gaming in the great city of Savannah, Georgia. I am Mike Baker, the Gator, and your host of this podcast. Coming solo today, Randy's getting ready for our Saturday tournament tomorrow, so he left me with a microphone, but I promise I'll take good care of you. Like I said, we are getting ready for our first version 3 bolt action tournament. I was asked by one of the players to provide them an army. I'm going to be the tournament organizer, so I prefer not to play when I'm running a tournament. And so I organized an army for one of my friends, and it is based around my favorite troops to play, and that is the German Fallschirmjagers. So we're going to be taking a look at that today. The version 3 tournament list based on a reinforced Fallschirmjager Platoon. I know we tend to use the term army when describing these force mixes, but really they're platoons or maybe companies. So again, the tournament is tomorrow, Saturday, October 12th. It's being hosted at church in Pooler, Georgia. Tip of the hat to Pastor Scott and the staff there for making the fellowship hall available to us. It's being sponsored by Pulaski's Savannah Garrison, our local HMGS chapter, and also by Gator Games and Books, which is, of course, yours truly. The forces that you're going to see me putting together here and organizing are based on the Fallschirmjager Infantry Box, the Fallschirmjager Support Group, and the A Gentleman's War, all of which are available on Gator Games website. Also, you're going to see these in play a lot in a lot of our pictures. I have built so far all the infantry of the Gentleman's War. Use them a lot for my bolt action demos, where I do just a small infantry platoon on each side to teach people the basics of bolt action. In fact, if you're watching this and you're in the Savannah area tomorrow, if you want to come by the church, we are doing bolt action demos all day long. We would love to have you. So here's the overall force. The base is, of course, the infantry headquarters that you see up front there in the blue caps. We have 2 squads of Fallschirmjagers, a squad of Hare, a support platoon in the back with a mortar and a machine gun, and a armored platoon with a pair of armored cars. So there you go. We're going to be looking at this in more detail in the following slides. I put this force together using Easy Army. It's been a very good go-to in the years that I have played bolt action, and I see no reason to change using that. So as you watch our army list, you're going to see us probably using mostly easy army as we're putting our things together. We're familiar with the interface, and the guys do a super job of putting it together. A lot of work for a product that, hey, it's free to the community, which is amazing. So my HQ is 3 commanders, and right now all weapons are free for command. So we went with a veteran command team, 3 guys. They're all going to have assault rifles. I love to use that little 3-man team as a small little 6-shot group. They range out to 18s. They're not affected by moving. They're just going to be useful. The first squad is, and we'll kind of just scroll down here. First squad is NCO with a submachine gun and 6 guys with assault rifles. The second squad is infantry, 3 infantry guys with a rifle, 1 NCO, and 2 light machine guns. I really, really like the German light machine guns with their 5 dice and their range of 36. They're going to be able to both move and shoot, and then also hole up and lay down a lot of fire. And then the last squad is a Hare infantry squad thrown in for a little extra support. 5 guys with rifles, an NCO with a submachine gun, and an infantry guy with a light machine gun. Again, taking full advantage of the German light machine guns and the value they represent to a player. Some people have said that they're not worth as much because they take up effectively 2 slots. Excuse me, because they take up effectively 2 slots. But I have found them to be quite valuable. Y'all hear that? Here we go. First slide, the command squad with assault rifles. I like to highlight my commanders usually with something different, a soft hat, a blue hat. For Fallschirmjagers, I usually go with a blue hat for your either commanders or your NCOs. This makes it real easy to tell who your command team is. Also makes it very easy to identify who your NCOs are in your force. Here's your first squad, and I'm already violating my own rule here. It's a assault squad with submachine gun and assault rifle. So the NCO over to the left there has a submachine gun. Everybody else has an assault rifle. Don't pay no never mind to those Panzerfausts. I didn't pay for them, so they're not going to be present. This is going to be a force that might struggle with heavy armor, but it does have the two armored cars with the rate of fire 2 autocannon, which are pretty much going to be pretty much capable of dealing with either open top heavier armor or certainly opposing armored cars. Second squad is a Fallshirmjager squad with two light machine guns. It's a force that I've used in the past. I've always found it to be useful. It's 10 shots down range, 36 inches. And just a reminder, in this edition, there is no range penalty. So if someone's coming up on you with either another German force with assault rifles, you're going to outrange them by 18 inches, which is 3 moves, 2.5 if they run. If they're coming at you with Americans, you're outranging that BAR by 6 inches, which is again still it's one regular move or one run. So that range is really going to help you reach out and lay down some fire. This is not a force that's necessarily intended to go mix it up with somebody in close combat. It's designed to lay down fire, secure objectives by rate of fire or volume of fire, and also put a lot of pins on a lot of targets. This is the last squad, the Hare Squad with a light machine gun. I just don't build squads of any nationality without throwing an LMG in there. They're just, in my mind, always useful for laying down that long range firepower. Now, the NCO here at the front is actually carrying a Russian PPSK. My backstory is that he's a grizzled veteran from the Eastern Front. That's why he's got the soft cap on. He's like, yeah, I've seen the elephant, and I ain't afraid. So there you go. This force is intended, along with the assault squad, to provide a lot of maneuver or lay back and help protect the support platoon if needed. So, what's in this handy dandy support platoon or heavy weapons platoon? We have a platoon commander. He is also going to be carrying an assault rifle because why not? It's free. You're going to be a medium machine gun team veteran. I like the fact that they're harder to kill. Now this says 6 shots, but it's actually going to be 7 because of Hitler's buzzsaw. You gotta love German machine gun rules. And a medium mortar team that I took as an experience because they're not going to do much worse firing indirect than no matter what your rating as far as fire. Now they are going to be vulnerable to being picked off, as you know, inexperienced troops are easier to wound, but this unit is intended to lay back and drop fire. I did pay the 10 points for a spotter, and so we hopefully we can take that mortar, put it behind something, and then have that spotter out calling in fire. But again, in version 3, those spotters are going to be vulnerable, going to be target bait. It's just we will get a better feel for things as we play more games of bolt action. And there they are in all their glory. Yeah, it's a Fallschirmjäger teams built out of that Fallschirmjäger support box, which did come with the radio guy. He's my spotter for the mortar. I actually got him on the wrong side. I got him in front of the machine gun. So there's the medium machine gun, the spotter for the mortar, and the NCO. And in this case, or the platoon commander. In this case, I took a Hare commander and proxied him in because he had the assault rifle that I wanted to have available to this group. Now going on to what's going to be our armored platoon. We have a heavy armored car and SKD or SDK 232 heavy armored car, 6 rad. It's got a radio. It's the command unit. It's got dual direction steering, which means it can go just as fast forward or reverse. That's my command vehicle. There's that turret mounted light autocannon, range 48, rate of fire 2, +2 penetration, HE. So just good all the way around. It's going to be good for dealing with most of the armor I'm likely to see in this tournament. I did set the parameters of this tournament as light armor, partly to keep people from showing up with bare minimum platoon and like 2 IS2s. Okay, I'm here to win. So everybody's coming with a good eye toward basically a learning experience and an experience for everyone to have an equal shot at winning and a good time. And there's the ever popular coax medium machine gun. Says 6 dice, but of course it'll roll 4 on the chart because vehicle machine guns, as we all know, will have dice. My light armored car is an SDK 222. One of my favorite armored cars. It took me a while to get it into my bolt action army. I like many German players. My first bolt action armored car was the ever popular Puma, because it was plastic. It was easy to put together. But I've always had a place in my heart for this 222. I actually built that kit years ago as an airfix in 172nd with a dismounted team, and I just always thought it was a pretty cool looking little car. It's got the turret mounted light autocannon and a coaxial MMG. And in version 3, it's rated open topped, which is pretty interesting because in V2, it was actually changed to be rated as closed topped. There they are. Quite honestly, just a real basic paint job on these guys. They were base color when I started today, and I kind of literally kind of splashed some paint on there, painted the tires, painted the guns, threw a wash. My base coat was desert yellow, so I use that for most of my German vehicles because you can take it and use it either for desert or you can throw camo on it for some of the European theaters. Went ahead and left these in their desert colors because it also was not uncommon to see the German vehicles in base yellow, just depending on you know how much time people had had to camouflage them. And these will also be doing duty with my Africa Corps. So here's my 2 armored cars. Hopefully, going to go out and cause all kinds of mischief if I have my say. Couple of great ways to get started into Bolt Action version 3. The Gentleman's War set, which is where we got that PSW 222. Really one of the best balanced sets that they put out in the old kit. These are no longer available for Warlord from Warlord. We do have them in the store. We do have them on sale. We do have kits that have the free rule book codes. So if you've not played Bolt Action, you're looking to get into it, this is a great place to start. They've got it modeled there, with I think 2 squads and a command team, and then a tank rifle team and a mortar team. So one, two, three, four, five, and then the armored car making 6. I break it down a little bit differently, and I do a 2-man command team, 3 6-man squads, um, the 2 support squads, and then the armored car for both factions. And I end up with that gives me 7 command dice, so a little bit more maneuverability, but the force is a little bit more brittle. You can do something similar over here looking at the Battle of the Bulge starter kit, which is the newest one to drop for version 3. It has everything you need to play. It's got the new bolt action rulebook, mini rulebook in it. It's got some terrain. It's got the American M uh, 8 armored M20 armored car. I'm sorry, M8 armored car with that 37 millimeter AT light AT gun. Very useful. You can model it with the 50 cal up top. And just a reminder, those heavy machine guns, they are +1, and so they're going to put pins on enemy light armor. That's always worth doing. It comes with German and American troops, and again, a great place to start your bolt action journey. You can always split one of these kits with somebody to bring the price even further down, or buy one kit yourself, and then you've got the tools with which to recruit other victims. I mean, other players to play with you. So, highly recommend that. If you've not done so already, please click like and subscribe to our channel. We hope that you're finding a good value and a good use of your time by tuning in. If you want to buy us a cup of coffee, we have Patreon and Ko-Fi in the links below. And of course, another way to support the channel is, hey, buy this stuff from us. Gator Games and Books is dedicated to bringing value to our gamers. And one way we do this is by running events. The other way we do it is by providing product uh, on sale from the MSRP, a little bit lower than you're going to find it in some places, not as cheap as you might find it maybe in some of the bargain places. But then again, we are dedicated not only to selling the items, but also to getting out and showing the games as well as showing it on social media. And we really appreciate you, our listeners. And that is everything we have to say about that. Again, if you are in Savannah this weekend, we would absolutely love to have you come by a live church on Highway 80 in Pooler. We're going to start rolling dice about 10:30. We're going to start demos for both Bolt Action and Blood and Plunder about 12 o'clock. They're going to run till about 5 o'clock. And we're going to be giving out prizes. It's just going to be a great event. And we would just love to have you guys come and visit with us and meet our listeners, meet our friends. I want to thank you for your time. Again, click like, click subscribe, click share. Help us grow. That's always a good thing. And looking forward to seeing you guys next week. We'll be recapping a couple of tournaments and talking about again more V3 as well as some other items that are coming down the pipe in the gaming community. Thanks and have a good afternoon.